wasn't expecting someone to come back so soon. Much less that it would be someone I have not only been oh so generous and merciful to already, but someone who ought know better than to mess with foxes. You come in peace? Oh, how naive you must think I am. Such sweet words mean nothing when they are spoken to me. Only foolish lips and shallow hearts would dare attempt to trick a trickster. And I am a queen of tricksters. You brought something for me? A peace offering? You're either very young, stupid, or just desperate. Very well. Come deeper into my forest. Find my humble shrine and leave your offerings properly. But know that I am watching your every move. And if you put even a toe wrong, or try to hurt any animal in my land, I will take every pleasure in making your death long and painful. You seem surprised so many animals reside in my forest. Have the stories about my kind truly become so twisted that the truth of them has been forgotten? Or is it simply that you are too young to know the truth of it all? Mind your step. Definitely young. But I'll give you points for a stylish entrance to my humble shrine. What? Were you expecting something grand and gilded in gold like you would find in the heavens? Or perhaps you thought you'd find something decorated with bones and painted in the blood of sacrificial offerings? No. Unlike our heavenly counterparts and those who claim to be our allies, foxes don't need such gilded or grand things. I will admit, I'm curious to see what you've brought for me. Incense and some kind of trinket? Wait! Well, it seems this new generation is completely lacking in manners. If you wanted to see what I looked like in flesh, you could have asked after you finished a proper offering, instead of shackling me to you and forcing me into this mortal form. Good. Young and stupid. No, you darn fool. I am not cursed. I was born this way. Cursed. Is that what heaven teaches people about us? It's no matter. How long until the spell you've cast wears off? You didn't set a limit. You truly are young. The first thing anyone learns about these trinkets is that you don't try and force them off. It only ever leads to pain. Fortunately for you, I've encountered them before. If no condition is made for them, they come off in about 2 to 3 weeks of being established. And until that time comes, we're stuck together. Ugh. Heaven's education has truly slipped in the years I've been gone. No matter. I'll educate you myself. Take a breath. We're moving. Mind your step. Welcome to my home. The fire is enchanted, so it will never burn out, nor will it ever need fuel. The seating itself is carved from stone, the soft padding is from fur, the rug on the floor is from some bear demon that tried to get cocky with me some years ago. Nothing too special, but it's home. Now then, since you're clearly lacking in proper education, allow me to teach you about these trinkets you trapped us both in. First of all, they're known as celestial binding shackles. And, as the name implies, they are celestial in nature. When used correctly, their purpose is to bind one creature to another and keep them bound together until either a set time limit has passed or a task has been completed by both parties that benefits both involved. Do you follow so far? Yes, I suppose you might call them something similar to the tightening band that was used on the Monkey King. However, unlike that band, these shackles don't tighten at command. They only tighten when someone tries to forcibly remove them, as you found out a few moments ago. As I said, when used correctly, you set neither a parameter for their use nor a time limit for them to remain active. Why do you think they're known as shackles, not bands or bangles or even bracelets? The clue is in the name, young one. We are bound to each other now until at least 3 weeks pass, by which time the shackles will come undone on their own. A sort of fail-safe for those occasions when such incidents as this happen. If I am not cursed, how do I know so much about these items? Do you mean to tell me that not only did you return to my forest after being guided to leave once already, but you returned with no idea of who I am? You came back because you believed a story you'd heard? What story? You think I am a former celestial maiden cursed to this appearance? By the 10 kings! happy or insulted. After all the fuss, the drama, the accusations, after they drove me out, I've been forgotten. No. I will never give my name so freely again. If you must have something to call me by, young one, then you may call me Fenix. My past is my own, and right now I am in no rush to regale anyone with my story. Unfair? Young one, a fact about these shackles that the Celestials love to abuse is that the one who places them on a person becomes the jailer, the one who has all the control in the situation. You shackled me, young one. That makes you my jailer. You have all the power right now. At any point you desire in this conversation, you can walk out of my humble home, climb onto your metal steed, and leave without consequence. I, on the other hand, will be stuck for 3 weeks with limited access to my abilities and powers. My forest, and anyone who wanders into it in those 3 weeks, will be completely vulnerable to demon attacks. Or worse! It may not have been your intention, young one, but that is the reality of the situation we're currently in, thanks to you. Any argument of this entire situation being unfair should be coming from me, not you. Especially since this is the worst time for anyone to be without their powers. It's hunting season. Demons from all across the hemisphere use this time of the year so that they can increase their rank and try to claim new territory. As I'm sure you noticed on the way into my forest, there's an abundance of resources here. Demons have been trying to take it from me for centuries. As I said, you are my jailer now. You control how much power I have, and when I can use it. Never thought I'd be glad to see the celestial habit of pacing back and forth when someone's thinking. Oh, you have an idea? As long as I am shackled to you, you have the authority to permit people into my forest. Why? What do you have planned, young one? You'll ask your friends to look for a way to remove the shackles sooner, while you stay and help me protect my forest. Even if your friends find some way to remove these shackles, why would you stay here? You put yourself at risk. You're staying to correct your mistake. It seems honor isn't entirely lost from the celestial realm. Very well. Until this matter of ours is settled, you may stay here with me. Hold still for but a moment, would you? That necklace marks you as a friend. As long as you wear it within my forest, none of the creatures here will attack you. As for where you may sleep while you are here, there's a bedroom down that corridor. My home may not be some modern apartment building in a city, but it has everything a person could ever need. If you have requirement to relieve yourself during the night, come back up into this chamber and go down to the right-hand side. My room is down the other way. And it is rather late. We shall continue this conversation tomorrow. I hope you sleep well.
What in all of the realms were you thinking? Using a celestial binding shackle that you do not have the training or the proper rituals for on a fox demon? You have either completely lost your mind, or you've been hanging around with the noodle boy and the dragon horse girl for far too long. Oh, I will bring them into this. They are the only ones who could possibly have brought you to this level of incomprehensible stupidity. Yes, I am trying to refrain from shouting if my mother, or, stars forbid, my father, here I am on a phone call with you discussing a fox demon. Someone else is trying to get through. Wait, don't put me.
Well, my friend, you certainly gained my respect. Whatever insanity took your mind, I do hope is not contagious. The bull prince is on the other line. Join our calls.
Finally. Who else is on the line?
Someone willing to help, as long as you can keep your mouth shut about my involvement, that is. And what do I get in return for that? I might just be persuaded to convince my brothers not to attack Megapolis for a couple of weeks, allowing you to take that precious monkey of yours on a proper date.
How do you know about that?
My mother taught me many things. Do we have an agreement, you and I, young bull prince?
Fine. No one will learn of your involvement in this matter from me.
Much obliged.
Now, can you please explain how you ended up in this situation? The story of
the Jade Fox?
Oh my good celestials.
My friend, the story of the Jade Fox is a total fabrication.
Yes, it is a complete and total lie, made up by the members of the Jade Court after they falsely banished her. I don't have time to tell the full story.
Well, I do. It just so happens to be one of my favorite stories that my mother told me. Her name has long since been erased, but the story goes that the Queen Mother of the West found her when she was just a wee kit after her true mother had been slain by hunters of the celestial realm. Taking pity on the young fox, Her Royal Highness adopted the child as her own and raised her in the celestial realms. She was beloved and admired for centuries. However, as with all things up there, some people couldn't stand the fact that a demon was living in the celestial realm. There's too much speculation and not enough fact. No one knows exactly what they pinned as a crime on her, or in fact if it was just one singular crime or multiple. But the end of the story is always the same. Despite the insistence of her innocence, the Jade Fox was banished from the celestial realm, her name stricken from its records, thus leading to a collection of many twisting and sordid tales of the Jade Fox's adventures. Some say she remains in the mortal realm, seeking revenge. Some say she's down in the underworld, doing whatever it is that a fox is likely to do down there. And some, particularly those that are quite popular, say that she took off to the Eastern Islands and settled there and have children of her own. Hence the Kitsune legends you'll find over that way. Some say that all kitsunes are born of the Jade Fox. As I said, there's too much speculation and not enough fact. Even if someone did try to investigate the events today, chances are that everything's been erased or completely discarded about what actually happened. Even if someone could find evidence of her innocence, it would likely be ignored simply because she is a demon. Yes, it's unfair. But sadly, that's the way of it. And as much as I love spending time telling stories, none of that is going to help us get those shackles off you any sooner. Indeed. You're absolutely certain that what you sent in those text messages is exactly what you did to get those shackles on? I'll try borrowing a couple of my mother's books tonight and get back to you in the morning with anything I find that might loosen them a tad. And I'll get to work on actually removing the darn things. Shouldn't take me more than a day or two, assuming, of course, I'm not dragged into any surprise heroics by my friends, because a certain someone can't keep her brothers in line. Don't test me, bull boy. I'm not above discussing your half-sister. Don't you